Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, fillies and genticles, dragons of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Pondering Pony. I'm your host, John, and with me I have my co-host, Jay.
Sacre bleu! Qu'est-ce? Je parle français.
Oh no, my co-host speaking in fancy. Anyway, this is a
Not the first
podcast
time
about
I've
toy
done.
media, franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. And this week we are here to talk about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 2, episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah, when was the last time I did French on the podcast? I don't speak French, so my accent's probably terrible. I think for the Monster High in Paris one.
Scares, yeah.
Paris, yeah,
Yeah.
probably did that intro in French. But yeah, season 2, episode 5, Sisterhooves Social. This was released November 5th, 2011, directed by James Wooten and Jason Thiessen as supervising director, written by Cindy Morrow, animation by DHX Media and Top Draw Animation, art direction by Red Sorensen, and music by William Anderson.
Yes. Story for this one. Rarity's parents are going to be out of town for 7 days and 6 whole nights, and Sweetie Belle is staying with Rarity at the last minute. Sweetie is eager to help out around the house, but she just ends up causing trouble by not realizing some things. And she and Rarity get into a fight, and Sweetie runs away to be with Applejack and Apple Bloom. And while Sweetie is gone, Rarity realizes that she's been too hard on her sister, and notices her sister wants love and all that. And the next day, Applejack volunteers to be Sweetie's sister for the day so that she can participate in the Sisterhood social event. And Applejack falls into a mud pit and gets completely covered in mud for the rest of the competition. Sweetie and Applejack finish second, but have a great time. But then Applejack wipes herself off and reveals that she's actually Rarity. And the two had swapped places in the mud pit so Rarity could show Sweetie Belle she was sorry and all that, and then they laugh at her. Anyway.
Yep. Yeah, this episode bears the Charles Atlas seal of approval. More on that later. Yeah, this is our first Rarity-focused episode of this season.
It's a Rarity Sweetie Belle episode.
Yeah,
technically.
Yeah.
So
Rarabelle. Anyway, yeah, no. Children are a menace. That was my main takeaway from this episode.
Yeah, I mean, before I even watched the episode for this, I'm like, okay, Jay's probably not gonna be into this. And then watching through it, I'm like, oh man, yeah, Jay's not gonna pay attention to Sweetie Belle on this. And yep, lo and behold, here we are.
I mean, I understand the episode, and like, yes, I agree. Children, they're people who are still learning how to do things, so you have to have grace with them. They aren't going to do things right the first time. But yeah, no, that's just I find Sweetie Belle as annoying as Rarity does, so I was on her side for most of the episode.
I figured, yes.
more on like, I understand that is the wrong side to be on.
I don't think there are wrong sides in this episode. They're both sides are both right and wrong in their own ways.
Yeah,
which is something I like about this. It's like watching this, I'm like, oh man, I completely understand both sides. Yep, I agree. But there's small
wrong,
moments where I'm like, okay, there's like, yeah, definitely someone is more on the wrong on this side.
Yeah.
Which
she is
the ones who are most in the wrong are the parents for the last minutes leaving behind Sweetie Belle. How often do they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting to be seeing any of the parents here. It's, I don't know, it's kind of the same joke as they did with Pinkie Pie, just slightly different because it's Rarity. Because it's like, oh, what if her parents were not fancy at all?
I mean,
is her mom
lives
supposed to be like a
in
diner
Ponyville.
waitress?
I don't know. We don't really know anything about the parents. This is like their only speaking appearance, and then
Okay,
if we ever see them again, it's like very far in the distance in the background. So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
don't know the mysteries of the whatever family name that Rarity is a part of.
Uh, but yeah, no, the her parents bear at least some of the responsibility here for not helping Sweetie Belle more.
Helping, also communicating things,
Yeah.
and
Because you can tell, like, the mom is being very sweet to Sweetie Belle and like, "Oh, it looks so that toast looks so great."
she's
Like,
very
it's not even
supportive of like,
toast.
oh, you good job at trying this. But a better supporter would be like, all right, let me show you how it's done, which Rarity almost does, but then forgets that Sweetie exists for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she almost had it. Pony's eating
Almost.
eggs. That's interesting. Um,
You know what else is interesting? Um, Ponies feeding rotten apples to pigs.
that's not even the most interesting part about
The
the
sheep.
farm life. The sheep, the
The
sheep,
sheep who are
this
sentient.
and are being locked up.
Yeah.
It's like this is what I was alluding to back when the cows were sentient. And it's like, oh man, there's some weird ethics going on with Ponyville with other animal life. The sheep are sentient. We never like see what the sheep do after this. So um, I think
Uh,
Applejack's part of some sort of sheep trade. I don't know. Something's going on the
sheep
farm.
trafficking.
Sheep, yeah, sheep trafficking for the wool.
Need to look
Rarity
at
has
the
to get a
flight
wool
list to
somehow.
need to look at the flight list to Applejack's farm. See who's on the
Yes.
flight list.
Oh boy. Um.
The
Yes.
mayor, she's been spending some time at Applejack's farm.
Mm-hmm. I knew those apples weren't wholesome. Anyway,
Well, they're
I
rotten. They're feeding the rotten, which is like, yeah, that's what you do with the apples because pigs can have those. But are the pigs sentient?
no, they're not.
At least
So
not that we see.
not that we ever see. They go on goink. There's
Okay.
there's some weird things about this show where they will have cows and sheep that are sentient, but then we'll have like some other animals that you think should be sentient but actually aren't, and it's
Yeah.
weird. It's like, okay, what are we
And
doing?
the sheep thing is clearly just like a one-off joke. And I assume
Yes.
the cows kind of are as well.
Yes, but like when you think about like, wait a minute, what's going on here? It's
Uh,
interesting. Um, Rarity, I don't know. I feel like she should have a system set up for Sweetie Belle because it does seem like Sweetie Belle is at Rarity's a whole bunch, so she should have like her own little corner where she can do stuff instead of just
yeah.
being left alone to her own devices where Sweetie Belle is gonna be up to trouble.
Yeah, get her a Nintendo Switch or something.
I mean, she
But
Sweetie Belle, like her and the coloring stuff, like that was fine until
uh-oh.
she stole Rarity's gems. Like that's, I think for sure the part where she should have asked if she can use Rarity's gems instead of just taking them.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is why I don't want kids because I don't want to
Ah.
deal with this part of it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I get it. The inconvenience when they mess up your whole system.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
why you got
this
to
is this.
instruct
Yeah,
them on the system first.
it's like this is my stuff. These are my gems that I have a different use for. This is my
Yes.
mess.
These adults, these Legos are for adults, children. You're not allowed to touch them.
Yep.
It's the Lego
Uh,
movie all over again. Um,
yep. That's my solution to the Lego movie is I could be president business if I don't have kids.
yeah.
Then I don't even need to glue the Legos together.
Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, we have the Sisterhooves social. The things that they are doing in this, it's like a competition,
It's
and like
really an excuse for the apples to have others do manual labor on the farm. You know, it's like, okay,
yes,
they're moving the hay bales, they're just smashing the grapes, they're moving the eggs along. It's like, yep, yep, secretly, it's a tax write
uh,
off, so they can't, they don't have to pay the workers to do anything. Hmm.
now the making of the quote unquote grape juice. I don't know that they actually make grape juice that way. I think that's just wine that they make that way.
Well,
Um,
they can't they can't say wine, so it's like just call it
yeah.
grape juice.
Uh, but no, the thing about it is like, because yeah, it's like, oh, that's I don't know that they even do that anymore because that's like very unsanitary. Or there's like different ways to do it because it's like, oh, you're having people stomp on them.
Yeah,
Um,
these are
I guess
ponies,
there's that.
Jay. They have
No,
not yet.
no, but the worst part is when Rarity, covered in mud, jumps into it to stomp on it.
You're right. You're right.
This vintage I have. Oh, it has a very earthy taste to it. I wonder how they got
Mm,
that.
a little bit of equine in there. Hmm.
Uh, I
Uh,
should look up. I should look up what they even do with that because oh, grape stomping. Here we go. Because yeah,
ooh.
that just to me like does not. I don't want people's dirty feet juice.
Um,
That does not sound. All right,
I don't
are
know.
you familiar with the South American drink? That's I don't remember what it's called, but it's made by the women like the older women in the community will chew up rice and then spit it out, and then you
That's
ferment it.
that's also something they ancient Japanese technique for sake.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I never tried it. That was one of the things where I was like, I almost wish someone would have given it to me and not told me what it is so that I could have tried it, but, like, I would never have tried it if I had known,
Hmm.
so that I could say, because that's the kind of thing where it's, like, fun to say that you've tried.
I tried feet juice. Yes.
Guinea pig, I've tried guinea pig. It didn't taste great, but it's a fun story to tell people.
Yes. I had a pet guinea pig growing up. We named him Quito because we were going to be moving to Quito, and so I did not want to eat guinea pig because when I had a pet. But also, did you see the way they serve that thing to you? It's just a whole
Oh, yeah.
guinea pig.
Yeah,
It's
no,
staring at you and
part.
everything. It's interesting looking.
It's great. It is such a good shock value thing. For people
Yeah.
who don't know, you show up and there's the little guinea pig on the plate. I had a friend who I probably told this story on the podcast before. I had a friend who his family would do a lot of stuff in like the communities around the mountains where guinea pig is like seen as like it's not a thing they eat constantly. It's more of like a delicacy, a thing they eat on special occasions. Because what you do is you have your house and you have like the floorboards, there's like enough space in between them that when you're eating dinner then like the food falls down, and then you have the guinea pigs underneath and they eat the little scraps. And then once they're big enough then you can have guinea pig to eat anyway. So um when my friend would go to these communities, they would serve guinea pig. That was like a very common thing. And so one point he told his mom, I've forgotten what live guinea pig looks like.
Yeah. What a shame.
It doesn't.
Queenie.
I don't like the taste of it.
Well, back to ponies.
Yeah, ponies. Rarity sort of we're getting different crazy versions of all of the different
I
ponies in this season.
So you are wrong about this, Jay. We are
Oh,
not getting the crazy version of Rarity with this. It's just we're getting a very frustrated Rarity, and because this season is going extra on facial expressions, it may look like she's going crazy. But no,
okay.
this is not the crazy Rarity
Not
story.
crazy yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess it's the animation then. I'm just like something continues to feel just slightly off about her characterization. For some reason. I don't know what it is, but it feels like they've had like the diva dial and they've just turned it up one notch. And so the balance of the character just doesn't quite feel right for me this season yet. We'll see how it goes from here.
yeah. I don't really know how to touch on that. I don't feel that. I think the divaness of her is like phenomenal. I love her as a
Okay.
diva. So she's entertaining.
I
Uh
I am still there's something that is off about the balance there.
It's not quite right. They changed the recipe in my mac and cheese. It doesn't taste the
Yep.
same anymore.
Yep.
Yep,
Oh,
yep. She's a bit neglectful of Sweetie Belle. I don't know what she
yeah.
does for most of the episode. She's like, "Ah, Sweetie Belle, I'm gonna go do a thing." We never see what she does, so I'm curious what she's doing for most of the episode. But she leaves Sweetie Belle alone. Again, she needs a better system than just like, just go play in the corner over there. Like she could
Yeah.
tell her, go outside, play with your friends, or uh, here's a stick, or
I
or
mean
something.
the thing she needs to do is be a little bit more active in how she is. Um,
Yes, like if Sweetie wants to help, show her how to help.
yeah.
She did try it. Okay, the garnish on the eggs. It's like, okay, it's not Sweetie's fault that the table flipped over. It's you need a better table that doesn't flip over when trying to put garnish on
Uh,
eggs.
yeah. But at the same time I do understand, like, Rarity is presumably pretty busy. She has a lot of stuff
Oh
going on, so she
yeah,
doesn't
oh
have
yeah,
the time necessarily to be but yeah, no, it's yeah, yeah.
yeah. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Um, the scene where she discovers the drawing of her and Sweetie, and it goes
Uh-huh.
into this full classic Hollywood uh emotional experience. It's like, oh, my sister, oh, how could I have done this whole thing? It's like, oh, as Celestia is my witness, I will do this. It's like classic agent
Yeah.
hokey acting. It was fun. It was very
Yeah,
extra.
I enjoy that. I wish the rest of it was one dial down on the divaness so that when they dial it up for that scene,
Okay.
it hits a
Ah,
little
okay.
bit more. That's maybe where I am with this.
If only I could see what you mean. I'm too far
And
gone,
it
Jay.
might literally just be me.
I'm too far gone.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Sweetie Belle,
Yes,
she gets the little sister arc of her big
of
sister
course.
doesn't have time for her and needs to find, needs to go off on her own, and oh, here's a different big sister.
Yeah, I mean, Sweetie Belle, she does a lot of these things where she really wants to be helpful, but doesn't understand that when she's trying to be helpful, she's actually messing up Rarity's little thing. Um, she does a lot of things that I would not expect a kid to do. It's like she does laundry for free. Like no kid is gonna do their siblings' laundry, but she does the laundry. But she doesn't realize that, oh, I shouldn't do this thing, wool in the sun, and she ruins it, and that's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah.
Um, you hate it when that happens. Like my parents do that sometimes, and it sucks. It's like, what are we doing? But then she cleans up Rarity's workroom, which again, what kind
Yeah.
of kid would clean up? She's actually very good at organizing, but because Rarity's room is designed the perfect way that she needs to be inspired, it messes up that thing. So, yeah. And then she also, I loved at the beginning of the episode where she's very sweet and wanting to make breakfast for everyone, but she clearly doesn't know how to make breakfast. She somehow liquefies toast.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember my early days of trying to make eggs and pancakes for the first time where they were very messy and all that. So just you just need more practice, need someone to show me how to do it instead of mother just being, "Oh, good job, dear. Yeah, you're doing your best." um, so yeah, she wants that
it-
quality time, but constantly gets left alone and neglected. So she
yeah.
abandons Rarity to go be with the apples because they could be as disruptive as they want, and they'll love each other no matter what.
Yeah, it is fun to see sort of the difference between the different pairs of sisters, how it's like, oh yeah, um there isn't just like one way to be sisters.
Yeah,
Although
Rarity won't
Rarity
let
is,
Sweetie Belle help her out, but Applejack will force the Bloom to work the farm. So
yeah. Oh, I had one more. Oh yeah, it feels like we've seen something similar in one of the Barbie shows.
we did. we did see an episode like this. It was either Chelsea or Stacy. They were trying to do something to help, and I didn't like that episode because the
Okay.
examples they showed were just like, oh, those kids were very clearly not being helpful,
Yeah.
whereas Sweetie's being extra helpful, but she didn't realize Rarity doesn't want your help. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
I
yeah.
don't remember super, but yeah, yeah. I was getting flashbacks to that when we were doing this. So
I think when we were doing that episode, I was thinking of this episode. Maybe
okay,
I don't remember.
that would make sense. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and I mean it's a thing. A lot of shows are going to do the like little sister
of
arc.
course. Yeah, I mean this has a good sister dynamic with Sweetie and Rarity. It's very relatable for the age gap between those two and what they're
Yeah,
trying to do. Like you're the older sibling. I'm the younger sibling, so I guess this time around I was like, oh yeah, I could see Sweetie Belle's thing. I did that too. I didn't actually clean, but I wanted to help my sister. Anyway,
no.
that was a
Here,
long time
here's
ago.
here's the thing, because you're a younger sibling and I'm an older sibling, so
Yeah.
we have different perspectives on this.
Hmm.
Which is maybe why I'm more on Rarity's
Oh yeah.
perspective here. Not, I mean, my sisters were, yeah, my sisters weren't that annoying in that way. They annoyed me in other ways, but
Yeah.
as younger siblings are wont to do. But yeah, Applejack. Okay, my favorite thing in this is maybe not my favorite. I'm exaggerated by saying that. But when Sweetie Belle's like, "Oh, Applejack, you can be my sister," then Applejack's expression is just like, "Oh, I don't want that."
I don't want another mouth to feed in my family. I got one sister who's
It's more.
like no good at anything.
I more interpreted it as like, "Oh, I don't want Rarity's. Like, if Rarity can't handle her, I don't want to handle her either.
Ah,
Fine looking out after her for a couple days, but
that's silly. Yeah. I I love the twist, the quote unquote twist at the end where they switch places at the race. It's
yeah."
very interesting. Did you catch that while watching?
Yes, I didn't catch it immediately. I think when it's like too like it cuts to a different event and then it cuts to like a third event and she's still covered in mud. I'm like, why is she covered in mud? Oh, it's because Rarity swapped in.
Yeah. I feel like that's a response that most people have. Yeah, a lot of people don't catch it right away. Some of them don't even catch it till the end. Like
Okay.
some of them catch that, oh, there's something different about the eye color. Oh, it must be an animation error. But then it's the reveal. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so sweet. Um,
I
yes.
had the opposite thing where I was like, I caught it and then was like, oh, I don't know enough about these characters to know if the eye color is different, but I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very sweet of Rarity to like once again when she can take one for the team and get dirty if she wants to do
Yeah.
something, and so she hides in the mud, switches places. Interesting to see Applejack and Rarity work together that way.
Yeah. Their relationship in this episode is very interesting as sort of like the two older sisters.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, on to animation errors. The first one we have Granny Smith. We got to see a lot more Granny Smith in this one, which is fun.
yeah,
Uh,
but yeah. In this shot, is her
peak.
eyeball is peeking out a little bit from her eyelid.
Yeah, that's right before she smashes her eye with that microphone
Yep,
thing. Poor dear.
megaphone.
Uh, yeah, megaphone. Oh, this thing fangled modern technology. Yep. Second one is not one you really notice right away, but the filly right next to Applejack to her left, her hat is kind of split at the brim,
Oh yeah,
which is that's really weird. I don't. I okay. I see what happened because you look to the one right next to her. That's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah,
uh huh.
it's split there. And the third one is like a one that you can't really notice unless you're watching the clip. But like, there's like a couple frames where the eyelashes on Rarity change
Oh,
all of a sudden. You don't notice this in this image, but yes, that's just one of those random things that people will notice. For performances, we have Ashley Ball, Tabitha St. Germain, Kathy Westluck, Michelle Cribber, Claire Corlett, and Peter New. We don't have Twilight in this episode, so yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. Is
Yeah,
this one of the first ones where she isn't really involved at all?
I think there have been others, but this is the first one of this season. I'll say.
Because even at the end, she doesn't have um the letter to Celestia.
No, this time it's Rarity and Sweetie Belle that do the letter to the Celestia in this one,
Yeah.
so it's our first one of those. So that's fun to see. Spike was able to manage a conflict situation where they were arguing over something silly. So,
Yep.
yep,
Uh,
yep.
Spike continues to have to be the scribe for everyone else. Apparently, I guess since he delivers the letters, but don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're not that literate. Who knows?
Yep. Uh, I mean,
Yes.
I guess yeah. I don't know that we've seen either Rarity or Sweetie Belle read. What are the
In
literacy rates in Equestria? What are the literacy rates in Equestria, John? Why aren't we asking the real questions here?
can Applejack read? I don't know. Yeah, there. Anyway, let's move on to illusions via the Pony Wiki. Rarity mirrors the famous line from the 1939 film Gone with the Wind, "As God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again," with "As Celestia is my witness, I shall never be sisterless again." Fluttershy does. Oh, okay, that's a spoiler. Let's not say that. Rarity's mouth look when Sweetie Belle bothers her outside of the boutique is similar to Popeye in his regular facial feature. Oh yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, you know Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
I'm aware of Popeye.
yep. Also Popeye's chicken, so
Oh,
maybe.
good
Uh,
chicken.
yeah. Rarity getting covered in mud to swap places with Applejack during the race is similar to the climax of the 1937 Marx Brother film A Day at the Races.
Then, speaking of spoilers, so I caught a piece, an illusion that was not on the wiki. So maybe I need to go in and add, but I'm not 100% sure on this. Because the line specifically of Rarity's mom says, "Oh, we'll be gone for 7 days and 6 whole nights," as like a little addendum, which I know that from not the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but specifically the shadow cast that I've gone to that has been a call and response thing, where when oh, I'm blanking on his name now. Tim Curry. When Tim Curry in the song "I Can Make You a Man" sings "in just 7 days," then the audience is supposed to yell out "and 6 nights" or 6 whole nights.
Oh,
So if that is,
interesting.
yeah. And I can't find any because I looked it up specifically, like, is this a reference that is something else? Um, but no, the only reference I can find to it is people talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show shadow casts. So if that's intentional, really cool on the writer's part of like not only having an allusion to something, but something that like is a very specific experience that you have to have, um, which obviously the wiki writers wouldn't have necessarily known about. I don't know that there's a huge overlap between MLP fans and um, Rocky Horror Picture Show shadow casters.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
maybe.
On to IMDb trivia. This is the first episode where only 2 out of 6 of the main 6 ponies appear, and the first in which Twilight Sparkle does not appear at all. Oh, we were right.
Oh,
Yes.
yep.
Twilight does not appear for the first time. Yes. I was what caught me off was that she would the top billing in this one was Ashley Ball. I was like, oh yeah, that's we're yeah okay.
Yep.
This is the first episode with a friendship report where Twilight Sparkle is not present during its creation. Yep. And friendship report Rarity and Sweetie Belle learned most relationships, especially siblings, take teamwork, compromise, and understanding. And also to not be afraid to get their hands or hooves a little dirty, or moderately dirty, I should say.
Oh,
And lastly, Derpy Hooves appears in the crowd when Granny Smith is doing announcements. She put her on the left.
yep.
Hayden. Yep. This is a sweet episode. It's not one I typically think of, but if you're looking for like a rarely Sweetie Boo episode, this is kind of like one of those obvious ones, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, this is as with the younger pony focused ones. I was
Sure. Yeah. But before we move on to the next episode, we wanted to take a moment to tell you about where you can find us. We're Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Blue Sky and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon at patreon.com/Binging Barbie Podcast.
So season 2, episode 6 is The Cutie Pox. This was released November 11th, 2011, directed by
12.
James Wood, or 2012. Okay.
No,
I
November
said
12th.
wrong. November 12th, 2011. Just missing the 11/11/11.
Yeah,
This was
just missing it.
directed by James Wooten with Jason Thiessen as supervising director. Oh yeah, same production staff except written by Amy Keating Rogers.
Yeah. Story for this one. While visiting Zikora, Apple Bloom learns about the Heart's Desire flower, and she steals some when Zikora isn't looking, thinking it will help her find her cutie mark. The next day, Apple Bloom shows up to school with a new cutie mark of a hula hoop, for kids. As she shows off her talent for hula hooping, another mark appears of spinning plates, which she also begins doing. Everyone is impressed with her skills, and that night, Applejack wakes up to find Apple Bloom tap dancing, a third cutie mark having appeared, and Apple Bloom is unable to stop. And Twilight realizes that this is a case of a cutie pox, a disease that causes ponies to manifest new cutie marks and forces them to perform the associated talents. And Zikora notices her flower is missing and goes to confront Apple Bloom, and she provides the cure, a flower that only grows once Apple Bloom admits the truth. Ooh.
Yeah, much like the forces of Louis IX during the Seventh Crusade, Apple Bloom jumped into a situation she wasn't fully prepared for, only to be taken down by disease. I'm sure you were
Yeah.
about to make the same historical allusion. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about the Crusades. I just look it up on Wikipedia and then like skim through until I see, oh, this is like I can make this apply somewhat.
Yeah.
I have my eyes on a book that when my next Audible credit comes through, that's about the Crusades, that I'm gonna get that so I can make more informed connections between the Cutie Mark Crusaders and the actual Crusades. Yeah, the big thing this episode is sort of this cathartic comeuppance for Apple Bloom, cathartic for the audience, not for Apple Bloom, obviously. Um, I love the dawning horror as Apple Bloom realizes the bed she has made for herself as she's tap
Yeah.
dancing in a
No.
room and she can't stop. Yeah, I was thinking of the dancing plague of 1518. I just that's the famous incident of a whole bunch of people who started dancing and couldn't stop.
Oh.
Yeah, it got kind of crazy, and no one is quite sure why. I think there's like different theories, but I should look that up again because that's an interesting situation. But yeah, when Applejack or Apple Bloom is dancing and can't stop, and then all of these other things. I mean, that's the juice of the episode, is all of these various crazy things that they're having her do. She becomes like a chimney sweep.
Yeah. An accordion player, a hang glider. Like she becomes everything. It
Yeah,
does really bring into question just the cutie mark magic in general.
yeah,
Because cutie marks are a representation of like them, and so to have a forced cutie mark like that, force you to be good at those objects, even if you have no knowledge. Like that's interesting. If you could work that out and perfect that sort of magic, could you
Yeah.
be? Hmm. Okay, I don't want to get into fanfic theories.
Uh, but yeah, I think the interesting thing here is sort of this lesson that Apple Bloom has to learn. I like when she is like at school showing off her new tricks, and it there was a moment where I was like, oh, is this going to be like the cutie mark has somehow drawn, because she wants the cutie mark in part for like the attention and approval of everyone around her. So I was like, oh, is that going to be the twist, that it's like she thought it gave her the cutie mark, but actually it gave her this attention, and now she can't get away with from it. But no, that they do something else, which is that she gave herself cutie pox and now has too many cutie marks. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I
it's
mean,
the
maybe it also gave her
comeuppance.
the attention thing, but
Yeah,
like, who knows?
that wasn't like, I was thinking of Uzumaki, the Junji Ito manga, which has one of the sort of segments is one a character gets this like spirally hair, that eventually, like, I mean, it's
Mhm.
Uzumaki, so it's a horror manga, so eventually it like sucks all of her energy out and she becomes like a skeleton. um
Naruto Uzumaki.
Yup. uh, but yeah, it's this lesson in sort of patience of like, you have to wait for the cutie mark to show up. Yeah, and the cutie mark is like a coming of age thing, so it's like you have to wait to grow up. You can't make yourself grow up quicker. um
Yeah,
which we've
that's
seen something similar in the last season with the Crusaders trying to get Twilight to magic their cutie marks.
that's. I mean, that's kind of the whole theme of the CMCs. They have to learn. That's like, oh, you gotta learn patience. We'll find our magic thing when we discover it. Um, So yeah, Bloom was the one who asked Twilight to do the magic thing. So it's interesting to see her continue to do these mischievous things to make shortcuts. And
Yeah. She
yeah,
seems to be the, not that there is a main focus character of the trio, but she does seem to be the one who gets that sort of more central role.
I mean, she's like the unofficial leader. Like
Uh-huh.
she's like Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. Bloom Blossom. She's got the bow and everything. So
Oh
she's the
yeah.
leader of the trio. She's technically the one that gets the most screen time as well. So the next one is, of course, Sweetie Belle. And
Yeah.
then poor Scoots is just in the corner watching from afar.
Uh, the
Yeah.
interesting thing here is the honesty part specifically, and this ties in with Zakara, who I love her approach to this situation. Like,
Yes.
she clearly explains to Apple Bloom that the potions can't make cutie marks, but of course Apple Bloom tries it by herself. And when Apple Bloom does that, Zakara shows up with the cure, but the cure works in such a way that Apple Bloom has to fess up. So there is this like this aspect of consequences, but it
Yes.
doesn't feel like mean spirited or anything. It feels very like attuned to like, hey, these are, you know, I have the cure for you. You clearly understand that what you did now is wrong. I have the cure.
Hmm.
Before the cure will work, you do have to admit what you did.
Yeah, the cure itself is an interesting thing. It's a little bit of a mystery. Because
Uh-huh.
Twilight reads the book that's like, oh, the ponypox like showed up and disappeared. And there's like no known cure about how anything happened. And it's like, oh, Zikora shows up with a cure. I don't know if there's like supposed to be some sort of thing about that, or it's just like we need to solve the situation. Zikora just mixes up ruse for it. So maybe, I don't know.
I mean, that isn't like, I don't know much about the medicine side of things, but that is, there will be like, or like stuff that happens outside the context of like Western science and Western medicine, will
Hmm.
sometimes be ignored, even though sometimes those, I don't know, that could also sometimes get a little bit too close to like home remedies and stuff that, but anyway, there might be something there. I think you're right that there might be something there.
I
Um,
mean, she could like take the dentist out of business with her tooth
yep.
fixer.
Uh,
Um, I like that Apple Bloom and Sakura are still a thing where they visit and
yeah.
talk and all that. I like that. I keep saying that Apple Bloom is very multi-talented in here with her cutie fox. Like she does it all. She
Yep.
fence. She speaks fancy.
That
Applejack,
part's fun.
man, Applejack like says some funny lines, and she also says her lines about Sakura are interesting. She keeps referring to things about zebras. I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Stop that.
No, yeah, you have these other characters here, not
Y-
actual characters, but briefly showing up here.
Yeah, so the
The
beginning of the episodes, we see her CMC at the bowling alley,
yeah,
and for a short segment of that episode, we have the Big Lebowski ponies,
yeah,
where you have our main trio, and then you have wow,
Jesus,
huh? Jesus,
Jesus, yes,
played by Toro's
John
character. So
Turturro. Yeah, John
yeah,
Turturro, who we talked about on the Transformers episodes. Who are
yeah.
you aware of his spin-off movie?
For
He
what?
directed a spin-off of The Big Lebowski about his character that came out like
Mm.
2018.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like because he had wanted to work with the Coen brothers again and be like, "Hey, can we revisit this character?" They're like, "We aren't really feeling it, but if you want to do it, go ahead." So there is like a spin-off that is entirely about that character. I have not seen it. I've heard mixed things about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Well, this is a byproduct of having adult fans watching. That means
Okay.
that they're able to sneak in these references in the background. So
Yeah.
just it's such a wild thing that My Little Pony has Big Lebowski ponies, um,
Yep.
and everything. Also, how did the ponies bowl? We never see how that one little filly gets a strike. Apple Bloom
Yeah.
struggles with her mouth. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I want to see it happen just
Do you
properly.
bowl?
I used to like bowling, but then I started getting carpal tunnel when I
Mm.
bowl, so it was like I can't do that no more. So
I took a bowling class in college just because I was required to take phys ed classes, and I was like, okay, this seems like the least amount of work
yeah,
for me to do.
my university has a secret bowling alley
Oh,
that's like underneath one of the main buildings that nobody knows about unless you're told, "Hey, there's a bowling alley right there next to that pizza place." It's like what?
that's cool.
And you just go down this stairs without really any label there. It's like, oh, there's a whole bowling alley down there. Interesting. Um,
We didn't have
yeah,
one on campus. I had to get a ride off campus, and it was very funny because the people who I rode with, we had like our own little group that we would always bowl together, and they improved every class. And I stayed the same for the whole half of the semester that we were doing bowling. I got the same score pretty much every time. I'm not very good
mhm.
at it, but I do enjoy
Not much else to say character wise. Applejack is here. The whole family's proud that Bloom had a cutie mark.
it. Yeah, but then Applejack is, of course, the one who first starts to realize, oh, something is wrong here.
And then Twilight does the research and finds a thing in her
Yeah.
book. So that's fun. The paleo pony pothic age or something. I don't know. Something.
Oh, I guess the other question here is, did you ever get chicken pox?
Nope. Never did.
Okay. That is actually I haven't either. And that is something that can become an issue later on
Hmm. Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's worse when adults get it than when kids get it. Um,
Mhm.
which is why there will be like if a kid has chicken pox, sometimes there will be like, I mean, it's basically just a vaccine, like rudimentary version of a vaccine, but you have all of the kids of the community come and get chicken pox and then suffer through it so that they don't get it as an adult. Um,
There, I remember this episode of Codename Kids Next Door, where the way they depicted chickenpox was like the most horrific things. Where normally you get chickenpox is like these little dots, but
Yeah.
the way they depicted it is like, oh, there's chicken heads like popping out of the people's skins, and the little chickens are like, rah, rah, rah. It was like the most scary looking thing. It's like, oh no, I don't want to get chickenpox. I don't want to get these chickens growing out of my skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the closest like illness I've had, not illness, but I nearly drowned when I was about 3.
Oh,
So
that's
um,
very different, but yes.
it's yes. I might have even had an out of body experience, but hey, I was
Wow.
3. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly, but who knows?
Yeah, there's just some fun gags with the cutie pox. That's
Yeah,
mostly what this episode is.
yeah. I mean, Apple Bloom can become a helicopter if she needs to, with just a hula hoop.
Yep.
That's yeah. On to animation errors. First, first one we have Apple Bloom, do something a little off for their eyes and eyelashes. There, it's this interesting frontal look.
Yeah.
I I don't know what else is going on here, but yeah, that's yeah. Anyway, next up we have Applejack and Twilight. I assume this is just for a frame, but what's missing from this picture?
Applejack's hat.
Applejack's hat. She's missing her hat. Yes.
I'm surprised this is. I mean, maybe it's happened before, but I'm surprised that is not a more common animation error.
It has happened a couple times before.
Okay.
I don't know if I pointed it out. I think I pointed it out like once or twice, but it's happened before. It's just like a very quick one that's easy to
Okay.
miss. Yeah, performances. We got a huge cast on this one. So we have Tara Strong, Ashley Ball, Andrea Lieberman, Tabitha St. Germain, Kathy Westlock, Nicole Oliver, Michelle Creeper, Madeline Peters, Claire Collette, Shannon Sean Kent, Alexandra Carter, Richard Ian Cox, Brenda Tricklow, Peter New, Chantal Strand, and Lee Tokar. That's yeah, because we've got all the Phillies in there
Yeah. Yeah.
and side characters. Pinky, she ate so many cupcakes. 6 cupcakes.
Poor Pinky.
Yeah, that was just a random bit that she was there. Just like, oh, I ate all the cupcakes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
We had Twist for a line.
Okay. Yeah. Who is? Let me.
Alexandra Carter. Twist, the one that with the lisp, the
Okay.
red
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
orange, the one, yeah, that one, the one that is just unfairly just hated. Uh,
Yeah. This is of the Cutie Mark Crusaders episodes. This is one of the ones I dislike less.
I wouldn't call it a Crusader episode, even though it is. It's more of
That's
an
fair.
Apple Bloom episode.
Yeah.
Um, it's not one that I immediately go to rewatch. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to see the different Cutie Mark things that happen, but it's just a normal one.
I think for me, I enjoy the sort of the comeuppance aspect of it when it is like the beginning, the very beginning and the very end, when it's just like, oh, here's the Cutie Mark Crusaders hanging out, then I'm less engaged with it. Which I mean, yeah, that has been my reaction to a lot of these, so that's probably not surprising.
I mean that's your perspective on this, but yeah,
Yep.
yep. On to illusions via the Pony Wiki. The episode title alludes to poxulence illnesses like chickenpox and smallpox, of course.
Uh-huh.
At the bowling alley, 4 of the male ponies represent are modeled after the main characters from The Big Lebowski, which features bowling as a prominent theme. Yeah, of course. Apple Bloom exclaims, "Oh my star apples!" mixing the phrase "Oh my stars" with star apples. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Yep. A ponified version of the painting American Gothic by Grant Wood hangs on the wall in the living room of the Apple family house. Yep, I noticed that. One of the cutie marks Apple Bloom receives is a red shoe, which causes her to start dancing uncontrollably, like the main character of the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, The Red Shoes. There's a Barbie movie about the pink
Yeah, the
shoes.
pink shoes. That is
Yeah.
not the plot of it, but yep. The
Yep.
plot of it is, hey, what if we redid all of our best early movies?
Mhm. The Paleopony period is a reference to the Paleolithic period age of human prehistory, a large part of the Stone Age.
Oh,
Wow.
Ice Age
App, yep.
connection.
Appachak asks Zikora, "Was your zebra sense tingling?" What are you saying, Appachak? Um, which is a reference to Spider-Man's ESP superpower, Spider Sense. We don't need to call it ESP; it's just Spider Sense, which he often mentions with the famous line, "My spider sense is tingling." Yeah.
That's my favorite Mean Girls joke, or one of my favorites is I have a sixth sense. It's like ESPN or something.
Oh. Uh,
Both the fifth sense and the ESPN. Just that's the oh what's the actress's name? Oh, Amanda Seyfried.
okay.
Her character.
Yes.
Very fun. She's the Portia of Mean Girls.
Yes. 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 We know. Yes. Yes. The statue Applebloom carves is a ponified version of Venus Anna de Moon, a common figure in art in antiquity and the Renaissance. Yes. We forgot to mention this, but Rarity had some designs, dresses that she made out
Yeah.
of. Yeah. No fashion design for this one. Oh well.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't even think of that. They didn't stand out enough, maybe because they weren't on characters.
Yeah, they were just on frames for like a second or two, so
Yeah, yeah.
blink and you miss it that they put all the effort into those designs. Yeah. Um, IMDb trivia: Apple Bloom calls one of her hula hoop tricks a hoopla, which is the name of a custom hula hoop company. It is also a word commonly meant to be false, referencing the Apple Bloom's mark is false. Of course. The trots, one of the illnesses that Twilight mentions, is slang for diarrhea. Friendship report: Apple Bloom learned not to take shortcuts to get what her heart desires, and the best gift is patience. Mhm. When Apple Bloom gets a fleur de lis cutie mark, she begins speaking French. The first thing she says is Sacre bleu, plus de marquise de Cutie, qu'est-ce que c'est? Je parle français. In English, this means, darn it, another cutie mark. What is this? I'm speaking French. This marks Alexandra Carter's final voice acting appearance before she retired and moved back to California. So that's Twist, the last time we see her speak.
Okay.
Yes. And surprisingly, here, Baby Derpy appears in the background, hiding behind one of the fillies. So this is kind of when the animators start becoming a little more creative with how they implement Derpy in the background.
Uh-huh.
So it becomes a Where's Waldo situation sometimes. Do you see her?
Yes. Yeah, I did catch her in this just
Mm-hmm.
hiding there.
Hiding there. Yes. Hiding. Yep. Well, that's these episodes. Very Philly centered episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else to say about this week?
These were episodes.
These were episodes, yes. Not ones I go back to rewatch all the time, but they're fine enough when I watch them.
They
Next
feature too
week,
many of the CMC for me to
oh boo Jay.
for me
Uh,
to enjoy them in that way.
yeah, yeah. Next week will be interesting.
Okay.
Um, yes. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and make sure to follow us on your social media. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, on your podcast platform of choice. I cannot say that. It's a tongue twister for me.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Lots of P Sounds.
Yes. Follow us on your podcast platform of choice and on our social media platforms. Anyway, we will be back next week for season 2, episodes 7 and 8. Yeah, we know what that one is. And until
I don't.
then, yes, until then, don't sun dry your sister's limited edition fashion wool sweater, or it will shrink for the cat. All right.
Bye, ponies.
Bye.